Okay, so we're going to look at quadratic simultaneous equations. This just follows on from the previous lesson. So if you need any sort of refresher on solving linear simultaneous equations, then you can always go back to that. Now, I just want to say, so quadratic, like solving simultaneous equations with quadratics hasn't necessarily come up on any of the recent e-assessments, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it won't either, okay? I would say that we're starting to see the e-assessment not completely revert to pre-2021, but it's definitely starting to bring in more challenging concepts and elements again. So it's just best to have at least seen this and know how to do it. It all falls in with your solving quadratic skills anyway, so it's worthwhile being able to do this. So a couple of key points. First of all, you're going to have two equations, of course. Most of the time, one of them will be in the form x equals or y equals. If not, you're going to need to rearrange to make sure that you have one of them like that. And then you'll always use the substitution method. Okay, and then with that, what you need to remember is these are quadratics, so you're going to have potentially two different solutions for x and two different solutions for y. Okay, it may happen that you only have one solution. It just depends on the question, basically. So let's have a look at a couple of examples. This one is slightly easier than the next, and then we will finish on quite a difficult question, just so that you've been exposed to it more than anything, and see, had a little bit of opportunity to practice. So here we have x squared plus y squared equals 36, and we have x is equal to 2y plus 6. So like we would in a system of linear equations, the one that says x equals is the one we're going to use as part of our substitution method. So here for the first equation, instead of writing x squared, I'm going to write 2y plus 6 all squared. So 2y plus 6 all squared plus y squared equals 36. So just to be clear, all I've done is replace the x squared with 2y plus 6. I then want to multiply out, simplify, etc. So this double bracket will FOIL to be 4y squared plus 24y plus 36, and then plus the y squared, and that's all equal to 36. So we would simplify further. So 5y squared plus 24y, it's going to be equal to 0. I want to factorize, so take out a y, 5y plus 24. Okay, and then I know my two solutions are either y equals 0 or 5y plus 24 equals 0. Okay, I need to solve obviously that second one, so we would have 5y is equal to negative 24, and then y would be equal to negative 24 over 5. Okay, we've not finished there. You need to sub these solutions back in to find our x solutions. Okay, so using that second equation, let me come up here. So x is equal to 2 lots of 0 plus 6. So x would be equal to 6 for this, or x is equal to 2 lots of negative 24 over 5 plus 6. So that would be x is equal to, that would be negative 18 over 5. Okay, you can leave them as fractions unless stated otherwise in the question. You could change them to decimals as well. I think given that your calculator on the e-assessment would provide you with a decimal answer, that would be fine also. Okay, so just to be really clear our two x solutions would be 6, and that would be negative 3.6 as a decimal. And then y is 0, or y is equal to negative 4.8 as a decimal. Okay, so two solutions for each variable, given that it's a quadratic. Okay, so that is how we do it. We're going to have a look at a slightly more challenging example now. Okay, so this one we have x squared minus 4y squared is equal to 9, and 3x plus 4y equals 7. So the issue I have here is that I don't have x equals or y equals. So I'm going to need to do something with that first of all. Now, because, and this is just, because I see 4y and 4y, I'm going to put it in terms of y. It doesn't matter if you do it the other way, you're still going to get the same answer. So from this, I would rewrite that second equation as 4y is equal to 7 minus 3x. Then, of course, y would be equal to 7 over 4, subtract 3x over 4. Okay, you have to remember, because this would be a common mistake, that you can't just sub the 4y into this, because remember that the squared is only acting on the y. Okay, so you have to have y equals. Okay, so let's sub that back in. So we would have x squared minus 4 lots of 7 over 4 minus 3x over 4 all squared, and that's going to be equal to 9. Okay, so this does get quite complex, especially with the fractions. So just be really, really careful when you are multiplying out, expanding and simplifying, okay? So our next line of working for this one would be x squared subtract 4, and I'm going to FOIL that double bracket. Okay, so that's going to give me 49 over 16. We're going to have minus, let's see, that's going to be 21, so minus 42 over 16x, and then plus 9 over 16x squared. Okay, if you want to keep the x on the top with the numerator, that's fine. It really doesn't matter. I'm also going to subtract the 9 after the brackets because I want the quadratic to be equal to 0. Okay, so I want to multiply out that bracket now by the negative 4. So keep the x squared at the front. We would have x squared minus, I'm going to change the order of things as well now, just to get my x squared term at the front, then the x, and then the constant. Okay, so we're going to have minus 9 over 4x squared. We're going to be adding 42 over 4x, and we're adding because we've got a double negative. And then we're going to subtract 49 over 4, and then minus 9 equals 0. Okay, let's keep simplifying. So x squared minus 9 over 4 x squared, that's going to give me negative 5 over 4 x squared. The 42, sorry, plus 42 over 4x is going to stay as it is. And then this last part would simplify to minus 85 over 4. And that's all equal to 0. So at this point, I would multiply through. So multiply everything by negative 4. Okay, the reason being, I want a positive x squared, really. It just makes my life a lot easier. And it's not going to change the value of anything. So we would have 5x squared minus 42x plus 85 is equal to 0. And then, of course, I want to try and factorize into double brackets, which this one does. We're going to have 5x here, and then it's going to be 17 and 5. So we would need 17 with this one, and then both negatives, and then the 5 here. Okay, so let me just come up here where there's some more space. So either 5x minus 17 equals 0. So therefore 5x would be equal to 17. So x is equal to 17 over 5. Or we would have x minus 5 equals 0. So x equals 5. And then at this point, I want to sub back in to find y. And to make my life easier, I'm actually going to sub back in to my rearranged equation where it was y equals. Okay, so we're going to have either y equals 7 over 4, subtract 3 lots of 17 over 5, all divided by 4. Or we have y is equal to 7 over 4 minus 3 lots of 5 over 4. For the first one, when we have x is equal to 17 over 5, we would have y is equal to, so this is going to be 7 over 4, subtract, that would be 51 over 5, all divided by 4. So y is equal, would have 204 over 5, which simplifies. So then that would give us negative 16 over 20, okay, which then simplifies to negative 4 over 5. Not that you need to worry about this, because obviously you would have your calculators. And then for the other one, we would have y equals 7 over 4. We're substituting in x equals 5, so minus 15 over 4, which of course gives us the negative 8 over 4, which means that y is equal to 2. So just to highlight our solutions, we have our 2x solutions and 2y solutions. Okay. Right, one last question to go through. It may be hard. You may find this harder. It may be slightly easier. It looks harder, but it's not actually as bad as it looks, okay? So the line with equation 2y is equal to x plus 1, and that intersects the curve with equation 3y squared plus 7y plus 16 equals x squared minus x at the points A and B. Find the coordinates of A and the coordinates of B. Show clear algebraic working. So effectively, by solving these and finding the 2x solutions, 2y solutions, what that actually means is the 2 coordinates where these 2 lines would intersect each other. Okay, so you're going to follow the same method, really. I'm going to start with this first equation. So 2y is equal to x plus 1. I'm going to rearrange this to be 2y minus 1 equals x, okay? And then I have something nice that I can substitute into this second equation so that all my variables are the same, okay? So if I rewrite this out, I'd have 3y squared plus 7y plus 16, and that's going to be equal to 2y minus 1 all squared minus 2y minus 1. Okay, so we're going to expand and simplify again. So very similar to the last one, just slightly more complex in the algebraic skills. Really, it's just more challenging. There's just more room for error. So to expand the double bracket first, we'd have 4y squared minus 4y plus 1. And then we are subtracting 2y, but then adding 1 because we would have a double negative. Okay, so that becomes a plus. We want to simplify and then get everything onto the same side, make it equal to 0. So we've got 4y squared minus 6y plus 2. So I'm going to subtract everything from the left-hand side. and do the same on the right-hand side. So my simplified version would be 0 is equal to y squared minus 13y minus 14. I would want to factorize this. So y, and it's going to be 14 and 1. So we're going to need minus 14 and then plus 1. So either y plus 1 equals 0 or y minus 14 equals 0. So y would be equal to negative 1 or y is equal to 14. And then we're just going to sub that back in. I'm going to use that first equation. Actually, no, I'll tell you what, I'll use the second one. Makes life a little bit more easier. So we would have 2 lots of negative 1 minus 1 equals x. So x would be equal to negative 3. Or we have 2 lots of 14 minus 1 equals x. So x would be equal to 27. Okay, so the only thing about this one is you need to write out the coordinates. Okay, so we've got one x and one y value, and then another x and another y value. So you just want to put these back into coordinates. Okay, so negative 3, negative 1, and you would also have 27, 14 as your points A and points B. Okay, so like I said at the beginning, I suspect it's unlikely that you would get something like this on the e-assessment, but with you guys being extended students, you are likely to go on and do HL maths anyway. So these skills will, of course, always serve a purpose.